Yeah.
Part in the Politics, season 2,
Throw it up.
episode 39. The Agents of Chaos.
Hey.
News without order.
The pack.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Throw up your pack.
We back for another episode. We back. I am your co-host, Jeezy, and I'm here with my partner in the politics and the podcast world, Chuck. How you doing, brother?
Yeah. Ow.
Hey. And to our listeners,
back, y'all.
Chuck is back for another week. He's back for another week, but as you know,
Yes.
since Chuck is here, we got to give you a Manny update. So,
The Manny update.
the Manny update. It was believed that Manny would be at the beginning of the week. He was doubtful, but he was later.
Yes.
As it got closer to recording the podcast episode, he was downgraded to out.
Completely out.
It was downgraded to out with upper body sprain, a bruised throat,
A bruise.
and
A collapsed sternum.
and a triple N, a neck nerve that
Yo, so listen, we gonna give y'all the update, but I'm about to give y'all the real.
right.
Manny sassed his wife, right? And when he sassed her, she said, "Don't sass me in my house." And she gave him a Ric Flair chop to the chest.
Bruh, he got one of the Ric Flair hits.
And after she gave him a chop to the chest, he said, "Hold up, woman."
Bruh.
And when he did that, his oldest daughter came and jumped out the couch and hit her with a Russian sickle.
So he on the sick and shut in list for another week. So as long as the Agents of Chaos, the news without order,
Yes, sir.
is delivering you the podcast, we will make sure that each week to give you the many updates. So
Indeed.
when you hear that sound, just know it's a Manny update.
It's a Manny update. And I just want to tell my brother, I got your back, but watch how you talk to that woman, because she ain't playing with you.
Bruh. You got to learn, bro. It's 2025, bro.
In 2025, they don't walk around barefoot anymore.
Yeah, bro. Look, it don't work not buying them a watch because there's a clock on the stove. We ain't in them times no more.
You got to talk to him more than twice.
Yeah. So be careful, man. We with you, bro. Our prayers are with you, brother, as you recover.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so, my brother Chuck, before we get into the episode, how are you today, brother? How are you?
Man, I am. I'm amazing, bro. So as your listeners may or may not know, my oldest daughter is off to college. She is a freshman in college, and she came home this weekend. Was it
her first time home?
Technically, to stay, yes.
Okay.
To stay, yes. So they have fall break, and what we traditionally are used to with fall break, getting out, say, Wednesday, have Thursday, Friday off in the weekend and return on Monday. Theirs is flipped a little bit. So they have Monday and Tuesday off for fall break and return on Wednesday. And as they end the week, they're beginning their homecoming week starting next Sunday. So theirs is a little flip from what we traditionally went through with college, but it's been great having her home.
Hey.
Miss my baby, and just glad to have her here. So it's been fantastic, man. Been fantastic.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yes,
man.
sir. How are you feeling, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing well, man. Just in the final preparations of my baby girl's arrival.
Listen, you right there, bro.
I think about 10 days. So, we getting close, man. So, getting some last minute preparations done, getting the bag packed, the car ready, and hey, man, we on go mode anytime now, bro. Anytime now. So I'm excited.
Excited, anxious energy. Yeah. That's dope, man. Y'all are always in our prayers, but I'm
Yes, sir.
definitely heightened prayers of awareness, because like you said, it's any moment now.
Hey, bro.
And just praying that it falls in the right time, in the right
Yes,
order.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
because
I'm in that weird space, bro, where I hear her make a noise. I'm like, hey, whoa, whoa, whoa.
exactly, exactly.
What's wrong?
Ooh, and she moan or grunt and groan, and you be like, hold on now,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
what's up?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome,
bro.
though.
I'm expecting in any day now, and I'm excited to add to the girl bundle of 3. So yeah, man.
Bruh.
I know prayers, bro.
Peace
Pray
be the
for me,
journey. My prayers to you, bro. That 3 girl
bro.
trifecta. Well,
Bro.
technically 4, because you throw the wife in there. And,
Yeah. And
oh
so, man,
man,
woo, Jesus. So just get me over the finish line, Lord. That's all I ask.
yes, sir.
Let me win wounded. So,
Exciting
man,
stuff, man.
bro,
Exciting stuff.
I thought so, brother. And again, before we get into it, I had thought about you this week, brother, and
Okay, yeah.
there was an announcement that was made that has the world and the internets and the socials going crazy, and it was announced that Bad Bunny or
Bye,
Baboni,
Bunny.
aka Bonito, was
Bonito.
gonna be performing at the Super Bowl, and it set a lot of people up in arms, brother. So I just want to ask you, man, how you feel about Bad Bunny performing?
Listen, so man, let's see, what year is this? 2025. Had it been maybe 2020, 2019,
Yeah.
I might have been like, man, I don't know if I want to see no Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. Nah. But I visited Colombia a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and at that point, Bad Bunny his album was the theme music of the trip. Like there was nowhere you could go without hearing his music. The club, the restaurant, the airport, everywhere you went. And so now I'm a big Bad Bunny fan, bro. And I can't understand a single thing he says. Well, let me change that. I maybe know 4 or 5 words.
Yeah. Hey, you better than me because I don't think I understand what he say.
But it's such a vibe, man.
It is,
like
bro.
his last 3 albums, I rock with heavy. I went back and listened to some more of his music. I'm a Bad Bunny fan. My daughter is actually fluent in Spanish, and she's helped me out a little bit with words here and there.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm hyped, man.
Bruh.
Bad Bunny he's a dope artist. He's probably the second largest music artist in the world. Like I said, and when we were in Colombia, and I went to Medellin and Cartagena, and his music was everywhere, nonstop everywhere, and it's gonna be dope. And he just hosted Saturday Night Live for the second time this past weekend, and he can speak English, y'all. Right. His albums, he's Puerto Rican. Technically, he's an American. Right. Get over it. But his albums and his music, he does in all Spanish. He's more comfortable that way. Yeah, I respect it. But it's dope music. It's dope music.
My thing is that where was all the uproar for the rest of the Super Bowl performers that weren't American at all? Huh? Where was all that? Where was all that rage then? And my thing is there are millions of Americans who speak and understand English. I mean Spanish. Millions. And there is you don't become a global artist on the level of Bad Bunny without having a decent sized fan base in just about every country, bro.
Millions.
Like millions. I don't think so when people are like, I've never heard of him. Yeah, you might not, but there are millions of Americans that rock with Bad Bunny. Like, get over it. So I don't understand. They've even said something about that, Ice may be at the Super Bowl, which I was speaking to Manny about this, and I told him I feel like this is South Park all over again. That episode they had about Ice and when they raided heaven. I said, Manny, bro, how crazy would it be if watching the halftime Super Bowl and Ice rolls up at halftime and like storm the state, like storm the field, bro, grabbing folks,
Listen,
bro. You know how wild that would be.
But and you know, I had that conversation with someone as well, and even online, and you have to realize this is the Super Bowl,
bro.
This is not a regular game. This is not even a World Cup game.
Yeah.
Who are they going to raid at the Super Bowl?
Bro.
Because these are $1,500 tickets.
Right. First of all,
to touch heaven.
Bro, if I'm illegal, the last thing I'm about to spend my pesos on is going to the Super Bowl to get hemmed up.
Exactly. Like, y'all talking about ice raiding, bro. Who is...
Bro, yeah. It's crazy, bro.
But
why would they even why is that even an option of them even saying that? It's just the look of it. Like, the Super Bowl is held as one of the biggest things, not just as far as what happens in the world, but just in America. Like, the Super Bowl is a time, bro. Are you really going to sit here and damper that with this political stunt to have ICE agents there? I mean, if I'm an ICE agent, I want to go because then I get free. That's like free ticket to the Super Bowl.
Now, granted, there are several federal agencies that assist in security and are in place from a security standpoint. It's one of the largest global events ever, and they cannot allow for anything crazy to happen because they're protecting the dollar. They got to protect that dollar. And so, you know, it's going to be commonplace to have federal agents there, but the notion that ICE is going to be posted up to snatch up illegals, and as we've seen, they're not snatching up the criminals, misfits, and gang members.
Bro,
they're snatching up superintendents and workers and people who are paying into our tax bucket. But that's another subject for another time.
Yeah, well, all these thugs y'all said that were here, y'all seem like y'all having a hard time finding the thugs, and y'all just rounding up the regular people. Like, I'm not understanding, bro. But, you know, I thought about it, and I was like, man, look, because, you know, Bad Bunny said that he didn't, you know, part of his tour he did not do in the United States because of, you know, fear of ICE and all that.
Now, that is sensible because for his concerts, yes.
Yep.
But the Super Bowl, absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Well, you know, Bad Bunny said on Saturday Night Live, he said, y'all got 4 months to learn Spanish. I'm letting y'all know now. But if I were him, you know what I would do to be petty? You know what I do?
Go for it.
The very first song, I'm coming out on that stage, I'm performing this, bro. Hey. I'm letting it fly. Donald Trump. I'm letting it fly just to be petty, bro.
Just to be petty. Just to be petty. And I seen a dude on TikTok, and he, black dude, and he's sitting there and he's rewinding, trying to learn Bad Bunny songs. He's like, no, I got to get it right. I got to get it right. He keep rewinding. He got the lyrics up. Bro. Hilarious. Man, but yeah, you got 4 months, man.
Regardless, look, I want people to understand. You don't have to, if you are a true connoisseur of music,
it's a vibe.
You do not have to know the words, bro, to enjoy music. There's so many songs that I've heard that I don't know what they saying.
Not a single lick.
But I'm feeling it.
Not a single lick. Doggone Mark Anthony has a song that I can tell you now, I will butcher, chop up, and destroy the words of this song. But I tell you, every time I hear it, I'm me idiot. Tear it up. But I'm there with him, boy. La 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 la. Bruh. So yeah, it's gonna be a time.
We didn't care about not knowing these words in Spanish. We were talking about something. Gasolina. We ain't care then. Why we care now?
we didn't know the words to Michael Jackson. Mama say, Mama say, Mama say. I learned at my big age that that's not what he was saying.
Won't say that at all.
But that's what I said, and that's what I that's what I rock to. So what you cried about now?
Well, now's the problem. Man, we
So
got there's much more things to be concerned with, bro. But
way more.
Bad
Way
Bunny, do your
more.
thing, bro. And as for me in my house, yeah, we gonna be vibing, bro. We gonna be vibing, bro.
La vie, living la vida loca.
Bruh. I don't know who these people will be satisfied. I guess they won't during their David Allen Coe to get up there and start doing halftime shows. I guess they won't be
Listen,
happy. It got to be a true American,
Garth Brooks had his time. He is old and done.
bruh.
Garth is chilling. Like the Dixie Chicks already hit y'all across the head. Like, who do you want?
Bruh.
Who do you want?
Like Trump
Because if they got Taylor Swift, they would have been crying and complaining about that.
Yep. Yeah, she done with the movement now. When she came out in support of Kamala Harris, you threw.
Yeah, they threw it to the side.
Yep.
You know, they called her a cat lady.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
bro. So you can't please them all, bro. My grandma used to always say, "Baby, you can't make everybody happy."
You can't.
But for my
Not
house,
at all.
we'll be very happy. Bad Bunny, do your thing.
We lit.
We go, bro. It's up.
in fact, I'm trying to make it happen to where I'm out in the Bay Area partying with them, bro.
Bruh,
that's my goal. It's gonna be a vibe.
It's gonna be a vibe, bro. It's gonna be up. But I can tell you this, bro. I know something that ain't up. The government.
I'm about to say there's a couple things that's not up.
The government ain't up as of October the 1st. As we had reported at 12:01.
Yes, sir.
Government was shut down. The lights have been turned down. So,
yes, sir.
As up until this recording of this podcast, the government still shut down. So we talked about it in the group chat, and we all gave our prediction. With Brother Chuck saying that he's giving it to the week of the 24th.
Yes.
Brother Manny is giving it to the week of the 31st. Brother Frank, who is our sound engineer, has given it till the week of November the 7th. And I myself am not optimistic. I'm giving it till the week of 11/11. So I want to say, as we talk about this.
Hold on. Make a wish. 11/11. Make a wish.
Yeah, right.
I hate them, but I'm sorry.
Bro, and I can't even remember the logic behind how I got there, bro. But it was something that deserved one of these. I don't know. I can't remember what it was.
But
I got there. Started them X's and O's started connecting, bro. But yeah, man, the government's in a shutdown with roughly 800,000 federal workers that have been furloughed. They're talking about that the economic estimate ranges up to 15 billion in lost GDP per week as this goes on. So with all that's surrounding this, I got a question for you, Chuck.
Let's play the blame
game.
I love you.
I love you.
More, let's play the blame.
Bruh, who's to blame? Who are we blaming here? Are we blaming the Democrats? Are we blaming the Republicans?
Okay.
Are we blaming the Trump administration?
Okay.
Who's to blame? Let's play the blame game, bro.
Blame game. Would you like for me to start?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother.
All right. So here we go. I blame the Democrats.
Okay.
I blame the Republicans.
Okay.
I blame the Trump administration.
Everybody getting a piece of the pie.
Everybody getting a piece of the pie. So here's why. So the Democrats, as we stated before, have shown some gall to stand up finally to the Republicans and fight for that political leverage in regards to their fight for healthcare and the subsidies of ACA and give pushback in regards to the rising healthcare costs. However, had the Democrats not played, what do I want to call it, roulette, baccarat, blackjack, whatever, back in, was it 2018, when they could have locked these things in and not made them temporary, hoping that by this time it rolls around, and they did it where it wasn't 2018, I think it was 2020. I'm my days, whatever. Who
You read
cares?
the Bible.
Yes. And if you don't, you read something. Yeah, shame on you. But what they did was they tried to align it with the Trump tax cuts.
Yeah.
And they wanted to use that as a bargaining chip in negotiating the extension and making these subsidies more permanent, not banking on the Republicans running the House, running the Senate, running the executive branch, and even running the judicial branch, because they have everything.
Yep.
So with them making this move, I can tell, and we talked about this last pod, they don't know how to play spades.
Yep.
They don't know how to play spades. So that's where they get the blame for me in that regard.
Okay.
Now we move to the Republicans, and your big, beautiful bill is the catalyst for this shutdown.
Yep.
And you want to stand on business and move forward. And our good brother, Brother Reverend Raphael Warnock, one of the senators from Georgia, released a video on social media showing the drastic difference in healthcare costs for a family of four. And this is particularly pertains to me because I have a family of four, where if they chose the lowest level of coverage for ACA last year, not 3 years ago, not 5 years ago, last year, it was $559 a month for the family. With the stripping down of subsidies and different things, now that same family, same coverage, would be paying almost $2,200 a month for healthcare.
Yep.
Which is insane,
bro.
Insane. Like, why would you be paying the mortgage, a mortgage for a substantially sized house just to be able to go to the doctor at a reduced rate? And you got to pay that even if you don't go to the doctor.
Bro, that's the crazy thing. Even if you don't go.
If you don't go.
Just to have coverage, bro. That is
just
insane. When I seen that video that he posted, I was really hoping that a lot of Americans, that video circulated and was made viral on social media, because that is what Democrats are, in essence, fighting for.
Yes. And so from that standpoint, I applaud them for taking that fight.
Yeah.
Because it's mind-boggling that you would have to be faced with the decision of, do I get healthcare coverage? Or do we live? Because that's what it boils down to.
Facts.
Like you're making that choice about life, not do we go out this weekend or go to the movies? Because going to the movies is an expensive adventure. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You know, nothing leisure. You're talking about livelihood at this point. Now let's get to the Trump administration. Now, actually, you could couple the Trump administration with the Republicans, because essentially the Republicans are just the Trump administration puppets. Yeah. You are doing and moving,
except for Brother Rand Paul, bro. We got to shout out Rand Paul on the pod.
Yes,
he one of the few that he I believe when the vote came down to it, he was maybe the only Republican that did not vote to keep the government open.
Yes, Rand. I do tip my hat at Rand Paul, because he stands on what he believes.
Yep.
He does not fold or crumble to be in the flock. He stands on what he believes, and I can do nothing but respect that. And definitely tip my hat to him. And he's consistent in that.
He's very consistent, bro.
It's not a here there thing. He's very consistent in that, and I respect that 1,000%. But yeah, the Trump administration, this is your doing. This is the big beautiful bill was your baby. This is you. So yeah, that's where I throw. But the Democrats are not absolved at all
No.
In this.
And I even told when I was talking to Manny earlier, I was telling him about how, I feel like the fight that the Democrats are putting out now, I wish they had that type of fight when they let that big beautiful bill slide across the desk and didn't fight back not a single bit.
Facts. Facts.
So now you kind of got to put up a fight with this, right? Like you kind of are backed in the corner where you got to fight, but this is probably the worst fight that you could have picked, because you're not going to be blameless in this situation at all, because of what you've done before now. Well, I do applaud them for trying to have a backbone. I do, because good for you finally, but it's a little too late. And I had a problem, and I was speaking to someone I know that actually works in the federal government up in DC. I had a problem at how the administration played this, where you go on the government websites and there is plasters of how this is the Democrats' fault and this, that, and the third, and even now till how they're going about doing it with some of the funds that they are cutting back on because of the shutdown is Democratic targeted as far as where they're going with that. Like, to me, this is not a time to try to point fingers, but try to get to a resolution if you truly care about the American people, which I don't believe that this administration is trying to do whatsoever. Trump claims to be the art of the deal, though, the main guy that can get the deals done, but he's sat down with, he had meetings where he was going to sit down with Democrats and he didn't want to sit down with them. Then he sat down with them. And I think even when Chuck Schumer was talking about how this was going to affect, from a healthcare perspective, the average American family, it was reported that Trump was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." But we're still not going to do anything about it. Like, you still don't want to hear what the Democrats are essentially fighting for when it comes to this healthcare coverage. And I was telling someone this week that, this is a very critical time, because a lot of the aspects of the big beautiful bill are going to start taking effect within this period of time that we're in right now with SNAP, food stamps. A lot of those things about to start happening, and now you have this government shutdown, and it's being blamed that it's the Democrats' fault. But again, I don't believe that they are entirely left to blame. And even the way that it's being used, rather than some short-term furloughs, the administration is looking at this as like permanent job cuts, which is different than any government shutdown this is not a norm when it's come to shutdowns before. So with this is telling me that this is more than just a routine budget standoff. This ain't about that at all. And you have Vaught, which came into, he was the architect of Project 2025, come in, and I believe he works on either the budget committee or something like that, but he's like working on, him and Trump met this past week about, okay, what jobs they're going to cut. And that was the whole, one of the aspects of Project 2025. But this administration told us that president knew absolutely nothing about it, never heard of it, don't know nothing about it. He told us that, yeah. And he's literally walking down Project 2025.
Yes, sir.
Like, this is exactly what it was. He's using this to permanently cut jobs, because if they are doing that, which it sounds like there are Republicans that have reserves about that. They have pushback. Yes. They don't think that should be the case at all. But the problem I have is, why ain't more of y'all like Rand Paul then? You know what this man's idea is. You know where he's going with it. Like, y'all are essentially trading the devil for the witch. Like, you cannot play those games when it comes to the American people. So I applaud that the Democrats are standing up for this health care, for what they're fighting for, because they understand the real life implications for the American people. But this is, I want our listeners to understand, this is not your typical government shutdown
at all. at all.
What happens after this or within this is going to have real life implications to how we go moving forward. Because even if there becomes a resolve, which I don't honestly know, Chuck, if there is one, because essentially it looks like the only thing that's going to happen is that the only thing that looks like it's going to happen is Democrats going to have to fold.
Somebody gonna have to fold.
Either side's going to have to fold. But
Yes.
Democrats know what they have at stake if they fold.
Yes. Oh God, it's ugly.
It's
ugly.
Ugly. And I think a poll came out this week that most of the majority of the country is on board with extending those subsidies.
I think I may have seen the same poll that you saw. I think it was like 57, 58%.
Yeah, it was close to 60%. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're like, yes, please. And it turns out a good portion of them, and if I'm not mistaken, it was a poll directed toward the MAGA constituents.
Yeah,
because and a lot of them were like, yeah, because they use it.
Which, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of what he doesn't want from this healthcare perspective is essentially trying to to dismantle and basically turn that direction of getting rid of the Affordable Care Act?
Here's what it is.
Okay.
And what it boils down to. He wants to put his name on it. He wants it to make it look like he has done something. It's very similar to what act was that Obama did? Oh man, I watched this video and the guy broke it down, but it was an act that Obama had done for veterans to increase their pay and increase benefits for healthcare benefits for them. He did it, went into effect. Trump came in, essentially erased the name of it, put his name on it, and it was the exact same thing that Obama had already done. So what it boils down to is, because even during the campaign, it was when they asked him, "Do you have a plan in place if you were able to repeal Obamacare?" We got what did he say? Concepts of a plan. What do you mean? Bruh. You were trying to repeal Obamacare on your first term.
Mm-hmm. If you were trying to repeal it then, you should have known what you was going to replace it with.
You should have already had it laid out. And that's actually what helped the Democrats on that first term. On the second half of his term, they ran on healthcare.
Yep.
That was their staunch messaging across the board, and allowed them to flip the House and give them that power so that they could give pushback on those last 2 years of Trump's first term.
That's very interesting that you bring that up, because it seems like bringing that back up into their playbook going into the 2026 midterm elections.
Yes, sir. But here's the only problem with that. Mm-hmm. It's so long until the 2026 midterm elections. Yeah. So what are you going to do from October of 25 to
that's a long time.
to what, October of 26, ramping into that final stretch of those elections.
Yeah, because that does put you in a sticky situation with it being that far away. Because if you give in and you let the administration do what they want,
oh my God,
that's a blow. Because once all of that takes effect, then they point the finger and say, "Well, you voted to let it happen."
Exactly.
So, but if you hold out until then, bro, we're talking about this has to be, if it holds out, if this rolls out into 2026, this has to be the longest government shutdown.
Well, being that you said that, guess who has the longest government shutdown? What the longest government shutdown happened under what administration?
I have to say it either got to be Trump or Reagan.
Trump. 35 days. 35 days.
And I think he's had close to the most shutdowns, if I'm not. Well, no, Reagan had more, but I think Reagan had like shorter shutdown. Like he
It was
had something
shorter
that lasted
bursts.
like hours or days, like a couple of
Yes.
days.
Yes.
Okay.
But and I actually saw, was it yesterday or earlier today? If this shutdown lasts 5 more days, Trump administration will have 50% of the total shutdowns in U.S. history.
Bro, but this is the thing that I have a problem with. Cause they even have it on like the agency's out of office replies how it's the Democrats' fault. If I looked at the
I was
voting
going to get to
correctly,
that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you were only short 3 votes. and you gonna blame a whole side?
A whole side.
When you
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's why I was just you have the majority of the control. If I'm not mistaken, they only needed maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
How is it the whole party when you didn't even have all? I can see if 100% of your side voted yes, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So how was it our fault?
And furthermore, it's illegal.
Bruh.
It is illegal.
Yo.
According to the Hatch Act of 1939, it limits the political activity of federal executive branch employees to ensure nonpartisan workforce and to protect employees from political coercion. Bruh. So going on government websites and it popping up saying this is the radical left is illegal.
It ain't nobody said nothing, bro.
Nobody said nothing. There's no repercussion for these actions. Right. Now, of course, back then there was no internet for them to talk about, but it says government property.
Yep.
And your website is your property.
If it in the GOV,
if I try to go and hijack it and say it's mine, guess what? I'm getting locked up.
Bro, they at your door. So how is this even? And bro, this. Let me take it even a step further. Weren't y'all the ones that were talking about how radical the messages from Democrats were were invoking people to political violence when we talked about Charlie Kirk? What are you doing by plastering on these government agencies? First of all, let me tell you this. Half these folks don't even look at these websites. So you wasting your time. Nobody, bruh. I know, I could tell. I could say, hey, Sir MAGA, you individual who supports Trump, can you please pull up the Health and Human Services government website?
Listen,
they'd have to take me downtown to the local library to get they library card out so that we can sign up for 30 minutes on the computer.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell you,
nobody looking at this stuff, but it's
only
dangerous.
two government sites I could tell you about with my eyes closed, with my eyes open, and that's studentaid.gov and no, I don't even like to go to their page, and usajobs.gov, and that was before all this foolishness, looking for a federal job when it was sweet to be a federal worker, but that's it. Don't nobody know White House.
Ain't nobody pulled up the White House, bro. But again, to what you said, it's dangerous and it's illegal. But we're seeing now that that's okay. That is perfectly fine, bro. Even on Trump's social media, he had a AI generated video with the Reaper song.
Yes,
with Vought, who is the architect of Project 2025, coming through, cleaning all this, bruh. Coming through like the Grim Reaper, getting all this stuff.
All of it.
What people? You ain't gotta dig for this stuff.
And see their face.
It's in your face. Dad used to say, my dad used to say this all the time. Stop pissing on my leg and telling me it's raining. Bruh, it's right in front of you. Like it ain't.
I think of Coming to America. In the face. Like what? Come on, y'all. It's not that hard. And for me, the frustration is, again, this is common sense stuff.
It is. Which is me, I would be offended, bro. I'd be highly offended.
Highly offended. Because you
think I'm that stupid.
You're questioning my intelligence.
Bro, and I feel like, and that has always been my problem when it comes to normal people in politics. First of all, the stuff that is going on around you is you can get on if you don't have internet. If you got a local library, there is a book that you can learn how the government works and how all these things take place. You ain't got to listen to a man tell you.
Nope.
You can go get this info. Well, if you paid attention in school,
that too.
if you paid attention in school, you know half of this stuff. But he plays.
If you paid attention to Schoolhouse Rocks,
oh, bro,
Schoolhouse Rock told you about this.
Well, bro, if you ain't get up at a certain time, though, brother, you had to get up out of that bed. You had to get up out of that bed. If you're that family, they let you sleep all day. So yeah, no, we got up on the weekends like we were going to school still.
No, had to.
So of course I'm up at 7:30 on a Saturday. What you mean?
Now I did have at least until 8:30, almost 9. But
man, my grandma used to make us get fully.
You had to get a tail up.
My grandma used to make us get fully dressed on a Saturday. I was like, bro, we ain't even going nowhere today. Why I got jeans on at 8:00?
Listen, I used to hate. Put some clothes on. Why we ain't going nowhere? We ain't going nowhere.
I got
look
jeans
like something.
I got jeans with starch on and tennis shoes laced up at 8:15 in the morning on a Saturday.
Sitting on the couch.
Bruh, sitting on the couch looking goofy.
Yeah, man.
But bro, this information to y'all, that has always been my issue, is that okay, Trump can tell us whatever. Both sides can tell us. I'm not even gonna put this on one side. Democrats can tell us whatever, Republicans can tell us whatever. But you as an individual with a mind can go and decipher what truth is. And if you can't, if you got the Holy Ghost, just let it discern. Let it discern for you what's true.
Yes.
But don't let these people play in your face as if you just that stupid and believe that this is this person's fault or that person's fault. You can even look up how your fellow congressmen and women voted.
Yes.
Towards it. So you know when they come back telling you they need you to reelect them to go back to Washington again, you know whether they fail or not. So when your family, as that video that Senator Warnock posted, when you went from paying $500 to $2,500 on your health care, you know who in your state voted for what.
And for me, $500 is too much for healthcare.
It's way too much, bro.
It's insane. But let me, for the listeners, I want to break it down for you and give you an idea how this works. So in the shutdown, as Jeezy mentioned earlier, the furlough. When people are furloughed, it's a mandatory temporary unpaid leave of absence. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a layoff where they can bring you back. Trump had threatened to have people just fired. I did read a report that some agencies are telling their employees just to come to work, still come to work, and they have the burden of still coming to work and not get paid. Still got to pay. Still got to pay for gas. Still got to pay for your lunch. Still got to pay for healthcare. But you still got to come to work.
Oh, I'm gonna make y'all send me home. I'm gonna make y'all send me, bruh.
I'm knocking something off somebody's desk,
bruh. What you not?
Somebody told a lie one day.
If you think I'm coming in and not getting paid and still giving you quality work, oh no,
yes, sir. So speaking to that, so some of the places that are closed or shut down, you got your federal museums, your federal research projects, processing of certain government benefits, national parks and monuments, and IRS taxpayer services. But here are some services that are still active and have to, listen to me, have to report to work. Not maybe you come, maybe you don't. You have to report to work, and you're not getting paid. Social Security and Medicare benefit workers, the military and federal law enforcement, U.S. Postal Service, who will already be struggling to get the job done, right?
God knows, yeah.
And this one has me hesitant to go anywhere because you have air traffic control and TSA.
Oh, yeah, no.
Still have to report to work and they're not getting paid.
And they already be having bad attitudes.
Already got bad
And
attitudes.
they always short headed. They short staff already. Bro, they not no, ain't glad I ain't got no flight coming up no time soon.
So, and then you have your U.S. passport agencies, and I have a story about that. But,
Bruh.
In fact, my story about that involves Puerto Rico. Bad Bunny.
Bonito.
Bonito. But yeah, so those are some workers who are deemed essential and still have to work, but not get paid.
Yikes.
How do you all feel about that? Because go to your job and they tell you, hey, I need you to come to work, but you can't get we'll pay you eventually.
Bruh.
Is what it boils down to. Because these folks will get paid.
Can you imagine having to go to work not getting paid and then your supervisor somehow write you up for something silly? Bruh, I flip that whole place upside down. We ain't even getting paid in here. You gonna write me up?
I had a situation. I used to work in the banking industry, and I had a situation where, I'm gonna be honest, full disclosure, it was my fault. I didn't submit my time. But so when payday came, my check didn't hit. And I'm like, what's going on? And it was like, well, your time wasn't submitted. Well, y'all had access to it. Why y'all ain't do it?
Bruh.
Fully, it's my responsibility. But I told them, if I don't get paid, I ain't coming to work.
Bruh.
Like, okay, it's my fault, but I'm not about to be here working for free. I need my money.
Bruh.
Now, granted, thankfully, I had my money on, as the kids say, before I left that day. So that problem was resolved, but that's not the case here. And you know what's crazy? Trump still gets his check.
Bruh.
Members of Congress still get their check. Why y'all still getting paid?
Yep. Why don't y'all? Yep. Put that money in the bucket. Y'all can pay these people. You don't need it. What you need your check?
You don't need it. You don't need it. Why you still getting paid, but these folks can't get paid and they got to go to work? And y'all not at work.
Not even at work, bro.
Not even at work. And I seen a video. I think it's the video that Manny shared with us. That or maybe not. I think I shared it in the group chat. That Mike Johnson is talking about not calling them into session next week. And if the reason he's not, part of the reason he's not is because if he does, they have to swear in.
Yep.
Old girl from Arizona. Yeah.
Yep. And bro, I was talking to Manny about that, which is
and did they swear her in? That's 218.
Yes, sir.
And 218 says Epstein.
If we get to 218, we gotta drop the Epstein, bro.
Gotta drop the Epstein,
bro. And I was actually talking because I can't understand for the life of me how is that even legal, bro? Like, you have a person who has been elected, been appointed, and you are holding off doing for that person to do what they have been elected to do because
by their people.
Their people. Essentially, you're telling the people of Arizona that elected her, screw you, because I don't want her coming here because she's gonna release the fact. Well, I thought there won't nobody in there. I thought that Trump wanted. Hey.
Listen.
Maybe Trump is in there, and maybe that's why we've been seeing JD Vance on the scene a lot more.
Hey, JD Vance been smiling real hard lately.
Hey, bro, he's smiling a little too hard for me, bro.
JD Vance been smiling. There's one of three things with JD Vance right now. Number one, he knows to what extent Trump is in them Epstein files. And number two, he knew Trump had the stroke when they were hiding him from the public eye. Like Drake was hiding his son. Or number three, his wife is giving him some good love in that home.
Bruh.
And he feeling good about himself.
Something. But
I don't know about his personal life, so I'm gonna go with one or two.
Bro, I'm about to go. Yep, I'm gonna take door number one because he been doing a whole lot of singing out here. He been talking. He been saying this, and we know how Trump don't like that spotlight to be taken from him. And
listen, can't stand it.
JD is moving like a man that's getting ready because he know my time coming. And if all this start to drop, especially government shutdown, I believe the credit reports for the U.S. is supposed to be coming out pretty soon.
Yes.
From what we've been told, the likelihood is that our credit
rating
going down.
Yes, sir.
Globally, we haven't been looking as well as we possibly can.
We hadn't looked good globally since they elected that man in the office. We are a laughing stock and being clowned by other world
What was
leaders.
the country? Was it Albania? They were joking around.
Something with an A, yeah.
Joking around with the French.
I don't know.
With the French pride, bro. They were joking, acting like they were Trump.
Marcon yeah.
Bro,
you should apologize to me.
Yep.
Like, come on, man.
They clowning you, bro. They clowning you. So hey, JD Vance might be getting ready, bro.
JD knows.
He knows something, bro.
JD knows something.
But man, I'm interested to see how long this lasts, and if Johnson doesn't bring everything back into session, and it just continues, because if they ain't in session, can't vote. I think they threw a bill out there where the Democrat threw one out there. It was voted down. GOP threw one out there. It was voted down. We ain't got nowhere. Doesn't look like we getting anywhere anytime soon. Everybody's sitting at home, and Trump is with Vault invoking Project 2025. So we'll see how long it goes on. For our listeners, y'all hit us up on the socials. Y'all tell us how long y'all think this is gonna carry on. Are we gonna get somewhere? Are we gonna get a deal? Are you standing with the Democrats and fighting for the health care? Do you believe it's the Democrats' fault? Who you think is to blame? Just let us know how you feel on this, because I think we're gonna be here for a while.
So before we move forward, and you gave everyone our predictions as far as when it's gonna end.
Yeah.
How do you think it's going to end?
Ooh. I think the GOP is going to have to fold, bro. I think they're going to have to fold. I think that the Democrats have the upper hand. And when they have polling and there are talks where majority of Americans believe that what you're holding out for is the right thing, and the real life implications, and if you do fold, how you can't go back and fight with your constituents and ask them to reelect you when you signed off on something that you knew was going to hurt the average American families. I think that they have the leverage to a degree, and I think that GOP gonna have to fold. They got too much going on, man, and things ain't looking good on the home front. Prices are up. Things aren't feeling good, regardless of what Trump is saying with tariffs. And he's toning stuff, because I seen today he's saying, hey, we may give a $2,000 tariff check for all the money. He's trying to find something to pacify the American people, because people aren't feeling good. And I think that certain Republicans are they're going to start getting a little antsy and say, hey, look, no, we need to meet and get a deal done.
I agree in the framework of how you have that, because in regards to that, the check, those farmers are
they
devastated.
They bleed,
devastated, bro. And so in that regard, there are things that's going to have to happen, and for them to get any aid and relief, guess what? Congress has to do that. And how do you do that? You have to be in session.
Yep.
So, and a lot of those.
Look, you can't talk about us bailing out the farmers and we can't even get the government open.
Yep. You got to open that door.
Got to open the door.
And a lot of those are Trump supporters.
Yep.
And so, because of the tariff war, the trade war, which this is not the first time in his first administration, they had to give relief to the farmers because of your trade wars and the farmers being negatively impacted. Yep. So how I see it playing out, he's going to do something to where it makes it look like he is the hero.
Yeah.
But you're really not the hero.
Yeah.
And so it's just a matter of when. But like you said, for these folks are bleeding out, they need help.
Yep.
They need help. And I saw a number floated that they were talking about possibly $10 billion in relief aid coming from tariff revenue but these folks are struggling because, particularly soybean farmers, because China's not buying a single soybean from them. And where they were buying them heavily before, China was the largest soybean exporter from the U.S., and now they've gone to other countries to get their soybean because of the tariffs and different things that have been put in place by this administration. So,
and at this time, typically around this time, they've already in normal circumstances, they'd be done buying the soybean from us because the soybean down in Brazil would be ready.
Yeah.
So there is no relief coming for them soybeans because it's time to start getting from Brazil.
Yep.
So yeah.
so how it plays out, not 100% sure, but I feel like he's going to try to position it to where it makes him look good, but you really not doing it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, something's gonna have to shake because. Go ahead.
To that point you were saying about the farmers, I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but down the street from me, well, actually, if I'm driving into town, there's a lot of farmland that's on the road going into town, and I've noticed how last season was a whole lot of planting, a whole lot of crops going on. Well, I saw that there was a very large area that used to be farmer used to till, I can't remember what they actually planted, but I saw a bunch of trucks out there a couple of days ago and a sign put out there. They have sold the land because obviously farmer can't do nothing with it. Yeah. And they're now building a neighborhood subdivision known as a agri-hood. And I've never heard of an agri-hood before.
Never.
But basically, it's a subdivision where they build all these houses, but they have farmland where they grow crops, and the community eats off of what they have grown.
Interesting.
Bruh, very interesting. It's apparently a new concept that is coming around, but a lot of these rural areas where they're going to buy the land up, the land is still very rich for growing.
Very much
and
so.
You have a lot of people now. It's becoming a trend now where you see a lot of people who are growing their own vegetables and whatnot in their backyards. They're setting up raised beds and growing. Now they're building a neighborhood where they have the land already tilled for you, and the community can plant and whatever they need, and then they all share off of the crop that comes in that agri-hood.
And being that you said that, I saw online that the last dairy farm in Mecklenburg County, which Mecklenburg County has the county seat is Charlotte, North Carolina, for those who don't know. The last dairy farm in Mecklenburg County sold and will become a residential neighborhood.
Bruh.
So,
wow, bruh.
Like you said, it's tough out here for folks who's doing agriculture and farming.
And most of them are Trump supporters, man. And that's what's sad to see. That's what's sad to see. I look at the local news and, hearing the farmers, man, like I had to sell my last whatever to see if I can just stay afloat, and hopefully some relief or help will come. But if it don't come, I've lost all I had. And if you don't know any, because I'm from Eastern North Carolina as well as my brother Chuck. But I have been born and raised in the area, still live in the area. And if you ever met a farmer, know a farmer, politically they're not going to align with you. If you're a Democrat or independent, they are typically Republican. But they are some very hardworking, caring, loving family people. And most of them are only doing this, and this is something that I have just a immense respect for, is that most of them are generational farmers.
Yes,
they could have done something else, but a lot of the land. There was a buddy of mine. Shout out to the Flanagan family. Rest in peace to Pop Flanagan. But I was sitting with his son on his farm a year and a half ago before his dad passed away, and he just as country and just as white as he could possibly be. We have nothing alike whatsoever.
Yeah.
But man, but loving family, sat out there, and his dad and my father-in-law played football together. And Pop Flanagan, one thing he wanted to do is to get our families together. So first of all, I want to shout
Okay.
out to him, because you don't
Yeah.
see a lot of people that come from that background, especially with a white family and a black family wanting to get their families together so
Yeah.
that they can have that bond. And even in his passing, I'm still cool with his son, his wife. We see him, we speak, we check in, and our kids even have played on the farm together. But when you look at what he's done, he had an old tractor out there, and he said this was the first tractor that his great granddaddy had bought him.
Man.
When he was a little itty bitty boy, they went to an auction. He bought it. And he still had it, and he was like, "It still runs, and I still use it to take care of my land today." And you sit and hear those stories with a farmer and how connected to them. This is family.
Yeah.
This guy is young. He's 37, 38. He went to college. He could have certainly got a job, sitting behind a
Moved
desk,
away. Yeah.
pushing a pen, doing something that was so much easier. But for him, this is his connection to his dad, and the dad before, generations of just history and family ties. And to see that a lot of them are on the brink of losing that because of what this administration is doing, it's sad, man. It's bigger than playing a political game. This is the livelihood of as we said before, this is the livelihood of these families and generations. And I can only imagine from an emotional perspective to know that a land that my great grandfather or my great great grandfather worked and tilled and did all these things, to know that I gotta let it go and it's no longer mine no more. That's gotta be rough, bro.
Very rough. Yeah, man. That's super tough. Super tough. And it is very sad that these folks are having to make a decision of upholding our family tradition, our family heritage, or live.
Yeah.
It's not even a survive thing. It's live. And, it's very sad. Very, very sad.
Yeah. Well, for us black folks, if you look for your 40 acres and a mule, you probably don't want it now. So you can't do nothing with it, and it'll be going back to the government.
Message.
Bruh, so we'll see what happens with the shutdown. You guys let us know how long you think it's going to last and what's your thoughts on it on our socials. And we'll see what happens. We'll keep you updated. So with that being said, we're going to move right along to our next topic, and that is the Israel-Hamas war. It was announced on September the 29th that Trump and Big Benny had unveiled a 20-point plan aimed at ending the conflict. And the key elements of this was an immediate ceasefire once Hamas accepts, the release of all remaining Israeli hostages within 72 hours, a phased Israeli withdrawal to a defined initial withdrawal line, the disarmament of Hamas and demilitarization of Gaza, either diplomatically or by force, governance of Gaza by a technocrat or international transitional body before handing over to a reformed Palestinian Authority. Now, Trump gave Hamas a deadline to accept the deal by the 5th or face escalated military consequences. Now, first of all, before I continue, I just want to say this. Trump be pissing me off.
Trump is the king of the deadline.
Because first of all, he got to be the worst. He the worst boss in history. Because how you gonna give me a deadline and then threaten me with the deadline? Like, bro, you could have just said, "Hey, look, Hamas, here's our plan. You have until October 5th to accept." Bam, you can leave it at that. Why you gotta go and say, or to be completely annihilated? Bro, come on now, bro. Trump is that person, but it's like you just say too much. You could have just.
Do you agree to be peaceful, or we gonna kill you?
Agree to the deal before I come there and kill all y'all, bro. What? Because how do I take that? Because now it's like
that's disrespect,
bro. You disrespecting me.
Disrespect.
You disrespected me, and I want to accept the deal, but you're not gonna talk to me like that.
You're not gonna talk to me any kind of way and expect me. You said the last pod. You just came over here and punched me in my mouth and said, "Okay, all right, we're gonna make friends now." No, bro.
We good? No, it's up and it's stuck.
We are not good. We are not good.
I was surprised because Hamas has accepted part of the terms.
Yes.
They have pleaded to release the hostages, but they have not fully agreed on the 20 point. First of all, bro, 20 points is outrageous. That's kind of how they be doing bills in Congress that be pissing us off, bro. Y'all put 20 different things in one bill, and one of them things I just can't get down with, so then the whole bill just collapses. Bro, can we just go point by point by point?
They ain't got 20 points on the Star of David. Why this deal got 20 points? I'm like, why? It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Right. Like you said, you could have 17, 18 excellent points that I can agree to. And the last two is give me your wife and children.
Bruh.
What?
Can't do that.
No, absolutely not. That was all gonna fall apart.
Now I get drugged because I didn't agree to the bill. Would you give up your wife and kids too?
Like, what are y'all talking about, man?
But they have agreed to part of it, so we're getting somewhere, which I will say I am surprised because as we reported in previous episode, Big Benny tried to blow up the hotel room they was up in Qatar.
But see, that's the thing. I think they were approaching this point of saying, okay, we can agree and we have a point where we can have some common ground, and then you shot at us.
Yep.
You know, so
how are we trying to really get anywhere? So Hamas has said that they'll release the hostages according to the exchange formula, and as the field conditions are met. Because here's the thing, which I agree with them on. First of all, let me say this because I know how y'all twist up. I am not in agreement to Hamas. I don't want nobody knocking on my door, kicking in with German shepherds talking about that I'm a Trump. I am not a part. I'm just commenting on the news. That's it.
Why gotta be German shepherds though?
Bruh.
We know about that breed.
I ain't never understood, bruh. I got to say this. See, you done threw me the alley-oop. Bruh, black folks are looking in a history book and see their own folks getting beat, sprayed, and bit on by German shepherds, and then go get one and have it as a pet. I ain't never understood, bruh.
Hey, don't go chasing German shepherds. Stick to the pit bulls and the Rottweilers that you used to.
Message.
Bro, but Hamas has agreed, but they have their suspicions, and they have every right to be, because I think that the way that these proceedings have gone, it definitely probably doesn't feel that it probably feels very one-sided to what they're trying to accomplish. What I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't know what they're trying to accomplish per se. But I know that it's been hard for Israel, for Hamas, especially when there have been negotiations had, but it seems like every time it happens, there is this escalated strike. There is this resistance of aid. We've seen, I think it was 47 of them flotillas.
Yep.
They got hemmed up, bro. They said, bro, what's that girl?
Before they even got there.
What's the little girl, the humanitarian girl? Greta. Bro, first of all, bro, she trying her best to do the work of the Lord. What her parents? This girl been international. This girl been out in countries that I ain't, bro. At 11,
ain't even thought about going to.
She can't even book a hotel room. She just be moving around at an age of 11, 12. She just moving around. They said that they had her hemmed up. Which I'm gonna say this is a lie. I seen on social media, they said that when they had apprehended her, that they beat her, made her kiss an Israeli flag, threw her into prison where she is detained, and the bed that she's sleeping in is infested with bed bugs. I said, all right now.
Come on now. Come on.
Just her.
Just her.
But they hemmed up all them flotillas, and I thought about that. If they hemmed them all up and they had humanitarian aid on it, which I said it before on the previous podcast. I think that is wrong. That
Mm-hmm.
this is being denied for the Palestinian people because there is starvation going on. It was reported, I think, the other day. In one day, 15 kids had died from starvation. Like, regardless of if you agree with what is going on, and we have all been very understanding that Israel has the right to defend itself against Hamas, but not at the expense of annihilating the Palestinian people.
Agreed.
Get the aid to the people. Get the aid to the people. They need it. They're dying. Innocent people are dying. Whether you're fighting this battle with Hamas or not, you cannot at some point let the casualty of these innocent Palestinian people just go on just for the sake of you trying to obliterate Hamas. And I told Manny this. Israel made a statement, and this is what you got to be careful with why Big Benny is very dangerous. Actually, I said it in the group chat. He said that Israel will not stop until the hostages have been released, which Hamas said that they would. But then he said, and the security of Israel has been secured.
Mm-hmm.
And I said in the group, that last part right there is what he's going to use to keep doing what he's doing, even if all the hostages, which I think is 37 of them that are left, until all of them have been returned, he's still gonna do what he's doing. Yeah. And what Hamas has said in their statement is that when there has been field conditions are met, well, the field conditions that need to be met is Israel got to stop bombing, because we can't deliver nothing to you if you still dropping bombs over Baghdad. Like, bro, we can't do it. So then that's going to be used, I swear, as leverage to, well, they're not meeting the exchange schedule or the exchange formula that's been set to release a hostage, so we're still doing this. Bro, I'm not coming from about that tunnel until these bombs stop dropping. Period.
Period. And I know I saw earlier today on BBC that even Marco Rubio has said, Israel, y'all got to chill out. If y'all trying to get these hostages out and released, y'all got to stop. And the report was up into the early morning hours that Israel was still bombing. Yeah. And I'm not, like you said, I'm not coming up out of my cave, out of my tunnel, out of my hiding spot until you stop. I know you're not dropping nothing on my head. Like, what sense does that make?
Bruh, I think that indirect negotiations are set to begin in Egypt with mediators from the U.S., Qatar, and Egypt being involved. And really, they're just meeting to talk and focus on the logistics of how this is going to take place. Mm-hmm. So how hostages will be released, how Israeli withdrawal is phased, and how security guarantees and demilitarization would be enforced. But to your point, Marco Rubio had even spoken and said that he warned that the war is not over yet. So I don't think that this is a victory yet for Trump, because we've seen how ceasefires can go. All it takes is for somebody to say, all right, we're going to chill. And Israel already been popping off. They already done killed some more civilians because they ain't stopped bombing yet. They still sending airstrikes. All it's gonna take is that one, and now we back on offense again. So
yeah, you want me to give a ceasefire and put my guns down. As soon as I put my guns down, you shoot at me.
Bingo. So I think that I hope that this is the step in the right direction, but I don't know if it is yet, because I'm gonna be honest with you, man, and I've been very adamant about this. I just do not trust the intentions of what Israel's trying to accomplish. I really don't, and I think
they haven't given us any reason to,
bro. And I think that's why globally, and I want people to understand this. You can say that you're in support of of Israel and Israel's right to defend itself, but if it ain't just one person or one nation saying this, one country saying this. Globally, a lot of people don't agree with what Israel's doing.
Listen,
Israelis don't agree.
Majority of the global population does not agree with what
agree with what's going on. And even inside of Israel, there has been an uprising of people not agreeing with what Benjamin Netanyahu is doing, even to the fact of it pointing out his poll numbers. His poll numbers are trash because people are not pleased with the handling of this situation. So I don't think that we're headed. I think right now maybe we are we're not moving. The needle's not moving right now, but certainly I don't think we're headed towards an end to the war, because I just don't trust the intentions. And I can't remember what president said this. I can't remember if it was George Washington or Abraham Lincoln. I read it one time in a class that I took that we had to do some study on politics, but they were talking about the dangers of having foreign allies and what the implications of that does for you. And I bring that up because you hear a lot of people just say, I support Israel, I support Israel, I support Israel, I support Israel. But think about what that support means. Because if I say, hey, I support Chuck, and Chuck is the main person in the community tearing the community to pieces, his enemies become my enemies because I have pledged my loyalty to Chuck.
Yeah.
The danger that I feel is that we can support Israel, but as strong as we say we support Israel, where is that same boldness when Israel is doing things that we say, okay, hey, look, Israel, you got to chill? Because Israel is only as tough as America makes them feel. They are only as tough as America makes them feel. If they knew that they did not have the backing of the United States in the way in which it has been, Big Benny would not be as big as he claims to ask to be.
He would not be popping off.
Trump could make one phone call, and I guarantee you, if he said, look, Big Benny, that humanitarian aid that's coming, them 47 flotillas, you need to make sure that they get through. Whether you need to have people there to monitor, to make sure, whatever you got to do, it needs to be there. But we got a government shutdown going on. But ask yourself this: has the money stopped flowing to Israel? Has the money stopped flowing? Now, Trump is telling us that he's about to cut all these folks that work in our government, but we are still sending funds and whatever over to Israel, and they literally, I don't care what you want to call it, they committing genocide. You can call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it a spade a spade. They committing genocide.
Yes, sir.
We're saying that we're okay with funding that while we are sitting here crippling and politicizing our shutdown, where we're only targeting Democratic establishments, Democratic states, Democratic governors. That's we're okay with that. But we're okay with signing off for the sake of loyalty and support to Israel. We're okay with the genocide.
Preaching, brother.
We should be mindful of where we throw our support to. And while it's fine, I can support Israel, but when Israel's wrong, I should be just as strong in my response and say, Israel, you're wrong. Because if Trump picked up that phone and condemned Benjamin Netanyahu for what he was doing, I guarantee that this genocide wouldn't be nowhere near where it is today.
He said something in the very beginning, all this would be, I ain't gonna say over, but it wouldn't, like you said, it would not be at the level that it is now.
Yep.
Not even close.
Bruh. So I really think that at the end of all of this, at best case scenario, there's a Gaza reset. Hamas accepts. Things are fragile for peace, but the humanitarian aid comes in and rebuilding can begin. There's a mid-ground scenario. The ceasefire happens, but Hamas agrees in principle, freeing some of the hostages and halting the attacks. And we see what that ceasefire looks at worst case scenario. That deal that happens in Cairo, when they meet, that deal dies, and bro, it's still up until it's stuck. And I hate it, man, because I had to kind of make sure that I kind of padded my social media, because I couldn't take seeing all that stuff happening in Gaza, bro.
No, man,
which is crazy.
It's sickening.
It's crazy because sickening. I want people to realize, man, we are blessed and fortunate, no matter how you look at it, to live in the United States. because this could be happening to this could be happening to us. It could be happening to us. These are people. These are lives. These are children. Whether you agree with them politically, religiously, no matter what, these are people. These are souls.
And that's my biggest. I don't even want to say gripe. That's what pisses me off about this, is because the dehumanizing of these people.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other way to put it. Mm-hmm. And then to take it further to the impact that it's having on these children.
Bro.
Like, as a parent, I have a very delicate spot for children and them being negatively impacted because of the actions of others around them.
Yep.
And I know how I feel if I'm not able to provide for mine at the level that I want to. So I can't even imagine what it would feel like to not be able to provide for my kids safety. Mm-hmm. On top of that, food, adequate shelter. Mm-hmm. And you don't know 1 minute to the next if you're still going to be alive.
Bruh.
Like it utterly disgusts me to see this stuff. And there's no legitimate reasoning behind it.
Nope.
Whatsoever. And
not at all, bro.
And we have so many who will sit here and say that you still have to support Israel, and you know, if you don't or speak against them, you're anti-Semitic. You can call me anti-Rihanna album. You can call me anti whatever you want to call me, but I'm anti doing wrong to people, number one, and definitely doing wrong to children.
Yep.
So if that makes me anti, I'm anti. But what's happening to these children is disgusting. Just
it's wrong, man.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm on y'all platform. I'm not going to, because there's more that I can say and how I feel about it. But it, plain and simple, it's wrong. It's just downright wrong.
You know, it's unfortunate, bro. And, you know, I just wish that people would care more and not look at it from
that's simple as that.
Bro,
simple as that.
It ain't that hard, bro. You can say that something's wrong, bro, but also have a caring body, a caring mindset to say, bro, while what Hamas did was terrible, what's happening with the Palestinian people is wrong too.
Yes.
And that is not to say that you are supporting Hamas. It's just that you are a human being that cares about other human beings.
Simple as that.
And nobody should want to see hurt, harm, or danger done to any other human being, bro.
Just my grandfather always told me there's two things you don't mess with: people money and people cheering.
Bro, that's facts. That's facts.
People money and people cheering, and y'all doing all that and some.
Bro. Well, we're gonna see what happens, because at the time of this recording, it seems like there is a little bit of a confirmation that Hamas has agreed to part. But to our listeners, for all we know, we could end this recording, and by the time y'all hear this episode, it could be up and stuck. And bro, hey, it is what it is.
Name 5 Bia songs. That's how it can happen too, bro.
But we will keep you updated as this war goes on, and I think that with Trump being a little hesitant to try to claim any type of victory or anything, I think that's certainly telling to you that we are certainly nowhere close to this conflict being over. So we'll keep you updated, but we have now reached that part of our episode where we have the pickle of the week.
We got your pickle. We got your pickle. We got your pickle.
All right, bruh.
Man, you have so many options. I am eager
Bruh.
to see who you selected for your pickle of the week because listen, they were just rolling out the red carpet for you to say,
Bruh,
"Hey, pick
listen,
me, pick
bruh,
me,
pick me." Well, I got 2 pickles this week.
Oh, what
Bruh.
we got the we got paid and was able to
Yeah,
get 2
I was
pickles.
able to get 2 pickles. Where I got 2 for 1.
Yes, sir.
But our pickles of the week. First of all, bro, I wish I had the clip queued up. I forgot to get it, but Ted Cruz made a mishap this past week and said, "Can we stop
This
attacking
guy.
pedophiles?"
Oh yeah, the pedophiles. Yes.
He said, "Can we all agree on certain things? Can we stop killing children? Can we stop attacking pedophiles?" I'm like, wait, whoa.
Say what, sir? No.
wait, Ted.
That's what Chris Hansen was for. No, we're not
Bruh.
stopping the
Hey,
attacking pedophiles.
I don't know if you seen the resurgence of Chris Hansen, bro. But boy, bro, he ignorant with
He
it,
ruthless.
bro.
He must do it on his own now,
Bruh.
on his own platform. It ain't backed by NBC.
It can't be, bro. Cause the way he be reading them messages, I was like, bro, nah, bro, you out of pocket. He reading the most raunchiest parts, bro. At least he had some decency.
You said you want to touch him where? How do you explain touching them? Yeah, I've seen a couple of those clips.
Bro,
wow.
Sick, bro. So in nature with Ted Cruz saying that we should stop attacking pedophiles, sir, I do not pledge or sign up for that, and I will be attacking pedophiles, and that has something to do with the pickles that I got going on. They are 2 fans.
He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. He a fan, he a fan, he a...
I have an N-word.
My first pickle of the week goes to Pastor Robert Morris.
He a fan, he a fan, he a fan.
Oh, Robert.
Pastor Morris, mega church pastor, and Gateway
Lord.
Church founder Robert Morris has pled guilty to multiple counts of child sexual abuse dating back to the 1980s.
Good God.
Bruh. I guess he said, but by grace.
No.
The same man.
No.
And I want you. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was the former spiritual advisor to Donald Trump. So I just want to.
You know what? I did see that the Donald Trump spiritual advisor pleads guilty. Ah, that's him.
The same man who preached morality is now serving jail time and registering as a sex offender. His church is laying off staff, facing lawsuits, and struggling to recover from the scandal. So, Pastor Robert Morris.
He a fan, he a fan, he a fan.
Second one. Bill Burren.
What Bill I did?
Is a Wisconsin businessman and a former Navy SEAL. He has dropped out of the GOP governor's race after being caught following explicit social media accounts. Despite running on family values. Now, I gotta go back up to my details now. Now, the hypocrisy in what he's gotten caught up in is because he a fan. The scandal is it was reported that he followed a sexually explicit accounts, including a non-binary porn performer.
He a fan.
on social media. So the self-proclaimed moral conservative got exposed for his own likes and his own follows. Hey, bro. Which be funny to me because a lot of them that be acting like it, bro. Now, first of all, I just want to say this at the pod, bro. We don't discriminate against nobody.
No.
You like what you like. Long as you like it, I ain't gotta love it. But as long as you like it, that's your life. I respect it. I ain't got look, as I've said on the pod, I ain't got a heaven or hell to put nobody in.
At all.
None of my business. Like what you like. But the problem that a lot of y'all be having. However, and this ain't got nothing to do with Pastor Robert Morris. Now, you, sir, this ain't for you. You just wrong. This ain't even got nothing to do with what you prefer. You just nasty. You just a nasty man. But for Bill, you can't go out here, bro, and talk about all these values, bro. You all the way in the rainbow. You went to non-binary porn, bro. Like,
and the name, I remember seeing this story. In the name of the person, we're not gonna say it here, but the name of the non-binary individual that he followed and was a fan of, that name was nasty.
Oh, bro, I ain't even see all that, bro.
Oh, bro, the name is disgusting. It's a disgusting name, but yeah, you can't be a hypocrite,
bro. You can't,
and
your digital footprint say otherwise.
You running on family values and the moral high ground, but you sneaking and geeking over here, and you Lucky Charming it up.
Bruh.
But you sit here and talk down on and really ridicule. Like, nah, bro.
Can't do that.
That's nasty work. Nasty work.
For your pride. Just be who you are, bro.
Be
who you are, bro.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, you deserve to be in the brine,
bro. You got to, bro. You deserve to drop out the race and everything, bro. I bet he ain't gonna follow that page though.
He a fan.
He done dove in head first now, bro, all the way.
He in it.
But
I'm talking about in it.
Take me through there. Where we going? But you know what's crazy? Somebody in his own party.
Oh, you know it, bro.
Went looking for this,
bro. Yeah, bro. Who found this out?
Who found this out? How did you know where to look?
Yep.
Because you probably rolling with it too.
You're a little nasty.
If Manny was with us on today, let me not say it like that. That sounds like he went on to glory.
How do I?
Well, Manny would make some Mark Robinson comparison.
Yep.
Of the hypocrisy, but yeah, that bro.
Wow. And for that,
yeah,
you two individuals are pickles of the week. So with that being said, we've reached the conclusion of our episode, and as you guys always know, at the end we give you our spotlights of the week. So our spotlights are things that we're looking forward to coming up, things that seem to be coming down the pipeline that we want to make you guys aware of. So my brother, what are your spotlight or spotlights for the week?
My spotlight for the week, excuse me, is something that has already happened, but there's a lot more than the eye can see. That sounds like a Transformer episode.
Bruh.
But this raid in Chicago at 5700 South Shore Drive. Mm-hmm. I think that's the address, South Shore Drive. They raided, ICE and federal agents raided this apartment building, excuse me, in Chicago, detaining American citizens amongst others. I think it was like 37 people were arrested at this apartment building and bust into their apartments and homes in odd hours, pointing guns on men, women, and children. That in itself is disturbing, although they claim they were going after alleged gang members. No gang members were arrested. But hey, that's been the rhetoric the whole time. But what gets me, yes, you want to keep an eye on them running up in these type of settings and homes without a warrant and without any substantial evidence of gang activity. But if you dig a little deeper, and as Chris Tucker told Jackie Chan, follow the money. Something doesn't sit right in this situation. So the building that was raided had a little legal issue going on. The owner was being sued by Wells Fargo because the building was coming up for foreclosure. And there were already a bunch of complaints from the residents about the building owner essentially being a slumlord and not having the building in acceptable working conditions. So for this particular building to be raided at the same time that, you know, you're up in a lawsuit, I want to say it was a $27 million foreclosure lawsuit due to missed loan payments. But all of a sudden, you're raiding it and snatching people out and, you know, displacing families. And it just, you got to follow the money.
Yeah.
You have to follow the money.
They deserve a little.
Yes. Yeah. You're right. And so, you know, again, the mask of immigration raid as it continues throughout this country, it becomes more and more disgusting. The report, I won't go into depth on the reports that came out of this raid. But, you know, there was reports of, you know, guns being pointed at children. There were even reports that there were naked kids being drugged out of the building and and detained, and people with, you know, very little clothing on being zip tied and handcuffed and detained as they were being pulled out of this building. So that in itself is very disturbing. And as you hear more and more stories about these raids, these agents are treating these individuals as not human. Right. And I think that's been our theme for the past 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Treat people like humans. But like I said, the underlying nature of this building and what has already been going on, and at $27 million, that's not no little piece of change.
No, it sure ain't.
So that's my spotlight.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my spotlight is going over the waters. Japan has made history. Sanai Takachi. Shout out to Sanai.
Boy, you hit that Takachi kind of legit, boy. You kind of legit with that one.
Hey, look, let me tell you, you know, hey, you gotta be versatile, brother. But she has won the leadership of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party, putting her on track to become the country's first female prime minister.
Oh, dope.
So she has to go through one more vote, which likely she will pass. Typically, whoever is the leader of the Liberal Democratic Party in Japan is the prime minister. Okay. There's another group, I believe I think they're like the Diet Party or something like that. But she is coming in and could potentially be confirmed by Japan's parliament, but she's going to face some massive challenges. They have a sluggish economy. They have a tense relationship with China. And there'll be obviously high public expectations as the nation's first woman. So I made that as a spotlight because, first of all, that's just dope.
Very much so.
So shout out to Sanaa for potentially becoming, which it looks likely that she'll be the first female prime minister. And it'll be interesting as far as what her cabinet will look like, her early economic moves, and how Japan's allies react to her rise, especially with some of the tension, again, that she has with, that the country has with Japan. China, with China. And I thought that was pretty dope, man. So, you know, shout out to her, shout out to Japan. Anytime y'all want the boys to come over and do a little international pod.
My passport is ready.
Bruh, As long as ain't that where they got the Mario Kart joint at?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look, y'all just make sure y'all got us safe passage and safe lodging, and the boys
Yes,
are coming
sir.
with, and we'll sit down with you, Mr. Nah, and chop it up with you, get you
And
comfortable right with the boys.
and
Let us
we'll
know
get
what you
Manny's
drink.
permission slip signed. We'll make sure Manny permission slip is signed so
Yep.
he
He
can
can come
join
on the
in.
trip. So yeah, that is my spotlight of the week. So that reaches our conclusion of season 2, episode 39. Our brother again is last week. I appreciate you standing in the gap as Manny has been downgraded.
Yes, sir.
And it's been a joy and a pleasure. And I think as we joke in our podcast group chat, we're gonna try our best to tote the line
Listen,
of comfortability for the podcast. So you may notice that we may be a little more. I don't know what word to even use, bro. We're a little more something.
That's it. You're a little more something.
We're a
More
little more
something else.
something.
There's something else.
But as I say, when the cat's away, the mice shall play. So we're gonna try to give him as much stress to Manny as he hears these episodes. That
Yes.
hopefully by the time he returns, we haven't burnt the podcast down. But it's a pleasure, brother, to do this with you. As always, I want to thank the listeners for tuning in.
Yes.
Hope this episode finds you at peace, at ease, and if not, may peace find you as soon as it possibly can. Brother, you got anything?
Yes, I have 2 words.
Okay.
That start with the letter N.
Okay. Wait,
But
hold
you
on.
can't say those. You can't say those 2 N words.
I was about to say this. It sound like, bro. Trump be wanting to say it so bad too, bro.
Trump. Listen, and I'm glad we really didn't even waste our time talking about that mess.
Bruh.
I know it was my spotlight, and I had an attitude about it because I had attitude in regard for those individuals. But I had to bring up that point because that was just the funniest point.
You can't say them 2 ends, bro.
Can't say them 2 ends. So, but no, outside of that, man, it's as always, it's a pleasure to be in this space with you and stepping in for my brother Manny. Get well, brother. I got your back no matter what. And check out my podcast, Encompass Podcast, NCOMPASSD. Outside of that, man, I thank y'all for listening, and thank you, Jeezy. I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Indeed. We will catch you all at the next episode. Take care. nWo.
Yeah, nWo. Throw up that wolf pack.
Yes, sir. Take care, y'all. We'll see you in the next episode.